US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has brought his message of solidarity to Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Mr. Secretary, my good friend Tony, thank you for your important visit here today. Your visit is another tangible example of America's unequivocal support for Israel.
Israel has the right, indeed the obligation, to defend itself and to ensure that this never happens again. As the Prime Minister and I discussed, how Israel does this matters.
Israel has retaliated to Saturday's Hamas attack with airstrikes on Gaza. The emergency unity government has promised a complete siege and is making preparations for a ground invasion. There have been direct hits on UN facilities housing displaced people. The besieged enclave of 2.3 million people is running out of essentials.
They need fuel, they need to be able to work electricity, they need to be able to work at desalination plants so they can get clean water, so they can get drinking water. If there's no fuel, which the fuel supplies are incredibly low, and the electricity of the main power plant has now stopped, so there's no electricity to pump the water in the power plants, there's no clean water. And the situation is dire because there's no fuel coming in either. So once the fuel runs out, then our humanitarian operations that our organisation is doing and the other UNs are doing will actually stop as well, because we won't be able to deliver services to over 350,000 displaced already over the whole of the Gaza Strip, and 220,000 of those are in our UN schools seeking shelter.
The UN is also calling for more international pressure on Israel to open humanitarian corridors. This aid from Jordan is en route to Gaza via Egypt's Rafah crossing. In Rafah, on the Palestinian side of the border, emergency services head to a building hit in an airstrike. A Gaza border employee said the attack forced trucks bringing in fuel and goods to pull back. After concluding his trip to Israel, Blinken travels next to Jordan, where he's expected to meet King Abdullah and Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. Claire Herriot, TRT World.